What's happening? Welcome to Platform 246. It's 49ers Tuesday. It's Tuesday, so you know what that means. We got to talk Niners. It's a victory Tuesday. But that's really all we've had this year, all right? Welcome to Platform 246. Thank you so much for stepping up. Please hit the like button. Today, we have a few things that we want to talk about. We want to talk about the game, of course, that we just had. The 49ers clipped the Cardinals, clipped their wings. Wing just snapped, right? It was a bad loss for them, but you should have known that. I did. My kids did. I think most of America did. At least the point spread in Vegas knew it. And then, of course, we have a big game. I would like to personally say our biggest game. Anytime, any season, any time of the season, any year against Texas. Now, if you're not new to the channel, if you are, first of all, hit the like button. Boast of the like button. He hasn't done much this year. Some of you can debug the like button. You can the like button. There you go. Subscribe to the channel. We live stream every 49ers game. Platform 246 can take you anywhere you want to go. So thank you for stepping up today. And now you stepped into 49ers Tuesday. And like I said, it was not only a bad game for Arizona. I think we need to keep that rolling and do the same thing for Texas this weekend. So what's going on? And please, if you're watching, don't just watch and gawk. Say something. Speak up. Speak your mind. Really, this is always a call-in show. At any time we drop the link, you can jump online. Let us know how you feel about the last game, what your thoughts are on the upcoming game. But starting with this past Sunday, Arizona traveled to San Francisco. And as you know, old BCB, and we don't say that on the channel. If you're new and you don't know that, we don't say it on this channel. Okay, we said it for about 2 days after the Miami game, the BCB. You know what it is, but we don't say that on this channel. We say if you're gonna call him BCB, it's Big Captain Brock. Big Captain Brock. We don't need to do the rhyming. Okay, he's sturdy Purdy though. Sturdy Purdy. There's no Big Rock Brock here on Platform 246. We got wrapped up in it too, though. We did. We got wrapped up in it too. Like I said, the first 2 days. By Wednesday, we had retired that shit. Okay, we can't say that on this channel. But hit the like button. Leave a comment. Thank you everybody that's in the comments right now. How y'all all doing? But Brock Purdy's hometown, Arizona. Brock Purdy's first NFL jersey. Did you know that? If you didn't know, you know now. That was Brock Purdy's first NFL jersey, an Arizona Cardinals jersey. He was sitting next to, who was that? Patrick Peterson at that time, because he didn't play for Pittsburgh then. He played for Arizona, but then he took care of him in Pittsburgh. He didn't get a chance to hurt him in Arizona. He had already done so. But they stood next to each other because Brock Purdy was the number one high school player, number one high school college, or high school quarterback in the state of Arizona, and for some ceremony or whatever, he got a chance to go visit the Cardinals, stand next to Patrick Peterson, knowing that one day he was going to throw 2 touchdowns on his ass. And I mean on him, not trailing, he switched. Brandon Ayuk just ate his lunch, and Brock Purdy threw him the jello. Brock Purdy gave him the treat for the lunch. Threw the ball right in his face, but he couldn't do anything about it. But he's old and washed up now, so there is that. But Brock Purdy, unfortunately, his first jersey again was an Arizona Cardinals jersey. Heartbreaking. And he traded that in for the real deal, for the Niners gear. After we got him as the most irrelevant pick of the NFL draft, he went into Arizona. Family and friends all over the place. And the Cardinals basically laid a stinker. They took a big crap in their pants, basically, is how I like to say it. They weren't ready for that game. Now, I'll say Josh Dobbs, the quarterback, respect to him, salute to him. He started the game off very well. He's effective in the pocket. He's very mobile. He did a better job running on us than Daniel Jones did, Danny Nichols. He did a better job running on us than him, keeping plays alive, extending plays, extending drives, picking up first downs, knowing when to slide. Good deal. So I actually gained a lot of respect for Joshua Dobbs in the last game. I had none, zero before it. But I gained a lot of respect for Josh Dobbs last game. And we got comments coming. Serious apologies. Brian Copeland, but what's up, Brian? I didn't know nobody was even in here besides who was that right there? Besides Mel, there's only one that I saw. Beat Dallas. Yes. Don't do that to my mother or brother. CMC is the MVP, Brian says. Taylor Swift effect is real. Damn Taylor Swift. I'm so tired of hearing about Taylor Swift. No, I already loathe Travis Kelce. For multiple reasons. We're not going to get into that. You can get real political. But I already loathe him. And by the way, yes, respect and salute to Brian Cope. First of all, if you're not already, subscribe to Brian Cope's channel, an excellent 49ers content creator. What's happening, sir? Say hello to the missus. Big Captain Brock is Brian's. Don't let me start stealing shit. Okay. I didn't get a chance to say that, but now that know that he's here, let me make sure I put that out there. That's his. I got that from him. So salute to Brian. Brian coming up with a much better phrase than Big Cock Brock. We don't do that. Okay, we said we don't do that. Now he may have shown some balls. What's going on, Mel? How you doing, sister? Appreciate you for coming in. Brian says hello. Y'all know how much I love that. Josh Dobbs is a rocket scientist. You mean like legitimately? What's happening, big city? Let's go, faithful. Bang, bang. Niner, gang, or don't bang. I used to scare the hell out of my employees that had no job doing that. They used to just hate when I would come because they knew, especially around football season, they already knew. Mel says Gruden interview as a rook coming in. There's a lot going on with John Gruden right now, if I'm not mistaken, too, by the way. Shout out to the Raiders, another team. My mother is a fan of 3 teams. My brother a fan of 2, which really means they're not a fan of any. Shh. Glock 30 is on fire. Glock 30 is on fire, absolutely. Salute to Bryant. King Niner in the building. What's good? What's happening, sir? Thank you for stepping up. Please hit the like button, everybody. We're talking about the Cardinals game. Again, like I said, Brock Purdy, he's very well equipped and acquainted with the Cardinals. He did have to visit them at some point during his high school career, put on an Arizona Cardinals jersey and take a picture with a player. He would later abuse that player badly once he made it to the league himself. But he did do that. So I forgive him. Hopefully you do too. Mel says, Parkinson's is working double time tonight. Oh, Miss Mel, hopefully you're feeling okay. Hopefully also the missus is feeling okay or taking care of you. One of the two. Hit me on Twitter. Bam Bam LLD, by the way, on Twitter, at Bam Bam LLD. But Brock, what are we thinking about Brock Purdy, the way he played up against his hometown team? He was efficient, first of all. 20 of 21. Oh, I believe he had over 250 yards. Yeah, they're getting abused. We already know. He had over 250 yards passing. Did he throw one touchdown pass? One touchdown pass. We know who that went to, and we'll get into that without question. But he had 250 yards passing, a touchdown. He was 20 out of 21. Alex Smith once went, I believe it was 18 of, I want to say, well, he only completed 1 or 2 passes once. Steve Young also once before went 18 out of 20. Now, what I saw today in the stats is that Alex Smith was 28 when he did that. Steve Young was 30 and had 8 and 7 years respectively in the league. Well, Brock Purdy doesn't even have 1 year left in the league. 1 full year in the league yet. Burden interviewed Joshua Dobbs as a rookie coming into the NFL. This was before he was even drafted. I like those things on ESPN. And yes, he is and graduated as a rocket scientist. Britain may have mentioned that. Yeah, I bet you that they did. I'll tell you what, he looks like Ryan Shazier. My youngest son said that he has alopecia. I'm not sure if he does, because they just be saying shit, because their father does that a lot, right? So I started making fun of him the other day on Sunday, because he looked like the light-skinned milk dud. Without, it's hard for me to talk. But he's not in the light-skinned, bald-head beard gang. If you're not new to the channel, we talk about that. Light-skinned, bald-head beard gang, Ricochet, right? So he's not in that gang because his face was clear like a baby. I don't know when he graduated college, but his face was clean as a baby's ass. So he's apparently a genius as well. So good thing we skated up out of there, huh? With that W. We had a genius balding quarterback, light-skinned milk that nigga. But still, Mel, I know you can't say those words. You don't even got to tell me. But light-skinned, dude, bald as hell, but he played well. And he's apparently very smart. But let's talk about our quarterback, who's also seemed to be very smart, or at least, again, as far as processing, a billion times, I'm sure. At least as far as processing things on the field, and he needed to do that, I would say, a lot less than he had in some other games. We finally got over the 30-point threshold. Brock scored us 35. There's another content creator out there who says, Brock going to get you 30. I think he says that, if I'm not mistaken. And Brock will get you 30. We have now won, 13 straight games in the regular season overall, dating back to last year. The first 4 of this one, and then the last 9 of last year. 13 straight regular season games. So coming out of Arizona, the players are really forgetting what it feels like to lose. Big City says Bosa is conserving himself for the playoffs. He must be conserving himself for something, because that rookie corner out in Washington State has more sacks on the season than he does right now. Did you know that? I'm sure you did. You all probably saw that rookie corner right that they got out there in Washington State. We'll see you there, young sir, soon. They got big mouths, those corners out there in Washington, apparently too. They both like to talk. Tariq and Witherspoon. I guess Seattle had to get themselves a Witherspoon after ours didn't pan out. But Washington State, we got something coming for you too. But boy has 2 sacks. Bosa has 1. So I do sincerely hope that since he's making $35 million a year, that he is conserving himself for the playoffs. And we know we'll be there. We're one of 2 undefeated teams left in the NFL right now, us and Philadelphia, the home of Kevin Hart and Will Smith. So, and speaking of that, like I said before, please subscribe to the channel if you're new. Say something in the comments. It looks like I have more people watching than have been talking. That happens a lot on this channel. It makes me wonder. But say something in the comments. Let us know where you from, where you're going to be watching the game from this Sunday, sincerely. But from Philadelphia, if you're new, we take you anywhere you want to go. Again, like I said, we've taken you to Will Smith slapping faces. We're taking you to Johnny Depp getting slapped up. We've done movie reviews, stop motion animation, music reviews. And if there's one, pro wrestling is big on this channel. I think a lot of you have an issue with that. And that's unfortunate for you, because you don't get the rest of the content, like what we're doing today, talking honest. So she said she's feeling fine. I'm glad, Mel. You're just getting some extra letters here and there. Okay, it happens. I have fat fingers myself, so I have a texting issue. Big City says, how many games has Purdy played now total besides his injury game? Well, there was 11 games last year. He's now in his 15th game, so he's still a rookie. If I'm not, because in the league, it's under wraps. Only G's know this kind of stuff. If you didn't know, you know now. You're about to learn something. The league says, the players say that you're not out of your rookie status until you played 20 games. I heard that maybe 5 years ago, something along those lines. You have to play 20 games. Now it's in the 16-game season time frame. So you got to play 20 games at least before you get out of what the players consider you to be a rookie. So a year and a quarter is what they're doing. Ryan Shazier looked like Dobbs too. Yep, exactly. That's what I'm saying, Big City. They look like twins, like bookends. So I guess they both have alopecia. I don't know. But I told my son, so does speaking of what, so does Will Smith's wife. So what? Doesn't mean that I can't talk about it. But he's very caring. He's getting. We're gonna talk about some things, actually, my son and I, my youngest son, because he's also getting a little bit older, but he's always been very, very caring. King Nine says he's gonna be at the game. He's gonna be in the Bay, not in San Francisco, Santa Clara. That's where we play. He's gonna be at the game representing for all of us. He was also at the Inglewood game. We didn't get to run into each other, but we're gonna meet, brother. Make Niner in the building. LFG 49ers. Niner ganger don't bang. And I'm glad it's catching on. It's catching on. It's getting over, as they say. What's up, Big City saying? What's up to David? Let's go. Yes, let's go. But again, back to this week. So Brock Purdy played lights out. 20 out of 21 again. Apparently, nobody knew any of the stats that were going on. All of us did, right? All of us are watching at home through TVs. maybe hundreds, thousands of miles away, right? We knew everything that was going on, but Kyle didn't know that he only had one incompletion, and he didn't know that Christian McCaffrey had 4 touchdowns, that he could have got 5. But we'll get into that. Like I said, yeah, Kyle Shanahan, he didn't know. Brock Purdy didn't know how well he was doing, but he did play well. I think it was probably his best game overall for us as a quarterback and leader. It's really what everyone has said about him since the beginning. So me personally, one of my sons, as you know, if you aren't new, Big Play Trey, and then of course I have my son DJ or Damien, right? Big Play Trey. First of all, I had Keenan says Milwaukee Bucks player has some hairless disease. I guess it's going around the leagues, huh? The NFL and the NBA are chock full of niggas with alopecia. So, it is what it is. But yes. And Jada Pinkett Smith has it too. That's what, I'm trying to get Will Smith's wife. Jada Pinkett has it. I'm sure there are plenty of people who have alopecia. Who can spell it without Googling? Who can spell it? And it's not AIDS. I mean, about what? It's just a hair situation. I don't know. Big City, David says, what's good? But Brock, 20 out of 21. Again, I'm just really stunned at how well he played. The biggest thing for him, see, my son, like I said, my son's name is Trey. We had, and we'll see you this weekend, sir. We had somebody on our team named Trey. So I was on the Trey train from the beginning. I was driving that bitch. I'm going to be honest with you. Okay. My sons and I were. But I have come from the dark side, apparently, right? Figuratively and literally, I guess. I've come from the dark side and I've got onto the Brock train for 2 reasons. One, Trey's gone. Okay, whether my son and he have the same name or not, it was going to mean something to us is irrelevant. He's gone, right? And 2, Brock Purdy's playing his ass off. Brock Purdy is not average. Brock Purdy is not getting pulled along by his chain like James. No, he is the leader of this team. I think more than anyone has been during the Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch era, and he can play. He can just be on the field. He can play. And I think that this Sunday, he gave us all what we've been looking for, the passes down the field. We saw him loading up. And if you remember, if you just go back into your memory bank, go back into your memories, right? What would happen is when James was getting ready to set up and load up and throw down the field, you all held your breath, didn't you? I know that you did. And I held mine. Most times I would close my eyes because I was just wishing on a star that ball was going to get anywhere near someone in our team colors. Generally, it wouldn't. But Brock loaded up, threw the ball down the field, was able to connect with Ayuk. Big City. Big City says, hey, he do look like Powder, though. I was cracking up working here in that reference. That was a 90s movie for sure. Powder was definitely a 90s movie. Now, okay, and thank you for reminding me, Big City. That's what I said. It just came to me in a moment. I said, he looks like the Black Powder. And then my son Damien turned around to me and said, disgusted, he has alopecia. Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry, Damien. Bang, bang. I'm ready to do some burpees Sunday morning. So now, of course, they're making us all wait till Sunday night, and that's going to be the last topic for the day. So just hold your drawers and your panties on. Okay, we're going to get to that too. But yeah, Trey over there giving out secrets, they say it ain't so. Well, if you listen to a lot of our fans, he had no idea what we were doing as a team anyway. So, right? He didn't even know what's going on in the Bay. He wasn't faithful to the Bay at all. He was stupid. So if you ask most of our fans, Trey has no secrets that he can give to Dallas if he wanted to. And he's miserable anyway. He's just miserable. You held your breath praying? Yes. With Brock, I'm focused. With Brock, I'm just looking to see who's down the field to connect. And BA catching with his hands, I love it. You love to see it. YLTSI. You love to see it. BA catching with his hands, and Brock Purdy throwing the ball down the field, looking like a short Matt Ryan. This is what Kyle Shanahan, master sprinter, that rat-faced cartoon Kyle Shanahan. Okay? This is what his offense is supposed to look like. This is what it looked like 8 years ago, right? When he was in Atlanta. 7.5, 8 years ago, whatever, when he was in Atlanta, when he was choking away the Super Bowl, because he was saving it for us. He didn't want to win a Super Bowl as an offensive coordinator. He wanted to come win one for us as our head coach, apparently. And Matt Ryan, I don't know. You know, Matt Ryan was like a big redwood, to be honest with you. Really boring. You know what I'm saying? And similar to Brock, Brock's pretty boring. He's lacking personality. But I don't think there's plenty of personality on the field. Ain't that right, George? So, you know, Brock, he doesn't have a big personality. The rest of you apparently think he has big things. He does have big mojo, I would say, gusto, right? He has swagger. He's a swagged out white man, that's for sure. He maybe not when he's wearing shorts and taking them zesty pictures with his wife, or fiance, that is. But we love you, Brock. Good game, great game that you had this past Sunday. Keep it up. We have the biggest game of the season coming up this Sunday. If anything went negative in this game, it would be a bad time for the faithful. It would be a bad time for Niner fans. So we want Brock to continue on the path that he's been on. I think that team can get beat deep if he can, you know, sustain their defensive line and give him time to throw. I think that you can beat that team deep. Charlie Villanueva, this nigga big, this nigga King, my dog, my nigga. And I know his real name. Charlie Villanueva is the former NBA Bucks player with hair to his face, and he looks just like these two alopecia niggas. He does. Like a boy from Shazier and Dobbs. Shazier, Dobbs, and Villanueva are basically the Alla twin, the Alla triplets, right? Basically, they got the peach. All three of them got the peach. My fault, folks. Yeah, shout out to Charlie Villanueva for the good pull, King. Good pull. Charlie Villanueva is another man with the P. So, speaking of P, Purdy, continue to do you, Purdy. We sincerely appreciate you, man. You looking good. You're converting the people that were hating on you. Now, that's one thing I want to make clear here for Platform 246 is that we never dislike Brock Purdy. We don't dislike people until you leave, i.e. Trey Lance, right? I couldn't care less now, right? But we don't dislike, well, let me take that back. I dislike to the umpteenth degree one player while they were here, and we all know who that player is, right? The most polarizing 49er ever. Anyway, we don't dislike people here until they leave. You know, so we don't have to worry about that on the team, no matter how you play. We got love for you here on Platform 246. But Brock, you did well. Next topic. And please, really quickly, folks, boast of that like button. Do him a favor. Maybe if y'all pound my like button, Bosa can start pounding quarterbacks. Yeah, pause. Right? Pause. So Bosa can start pounding those quarterbacks if y'all, you know, pound my like button. I sincerely appreciate it. Bosa that like button. Because Bosa's not doing shit on the field, right? So use him on my like button. He ain't do anything but cashing fat checks. Fat. The fattest ones in the league, literally. This nigga held out all year long, right? Till 2 days before game one. Held out and ain't done a damn thing. That's exactly what we all seen it though. Fred had it down. I think Fred probably had the best season after contract. Let me know in the comments what you think. And think back to everybody who's got it. We all know who they are. Fred, George, Debo, now Nick, right? They all got their contract. Who had, a quarter into this, Nick is on the same trajectory, a quarter into the season, right? Suck streak. But that's okay. We have him for a long time, and I'm sure he'll be better. He's still very, very young. But who had the best season after their contract. I'm gonna say it was Fred. So please, before we do anything else, show some respect to the leader. Show some respect to Brock. I really wanted to tell the faithful, because it's still a conversation. All on the Twitter, the X, it's still a conversation, still an argument. People are still getting run off Twitter, basically, because of their opinions about Brock Purdy. But we all need to just come around to the fact that he is our quarterback, and two, that he's good. The boy's good. That boy's good. At the same time to America. And when he has people like Big BA, Big Brandon Ayuk, throw the ball to, I could almost throw the ball to Brandon Ayuk. That man can play his ass off. Coming also, from that Arizona area. Really, actually, I believe Brandon Ayuk is originally from Compton. I mean, not Compton, that's where I'm born. Excuse me, California. He's originally from California, but I think like the Redlands area. And of course, he went to Reno, played for Nevada, and then eventually transferred to Arizona State, where we picked him up, thank God, in the draft. Because Brandon Ayuk has been a godsend for us. And I feel, honestly, right now it should be considered no less than one of the top 3 receivers in the NFL. This past game, 6 catches, 148 yards. If you heard the press conference after the game, he said 150. No, nigga. You didn't get 150. He said, Kyle, as a matter of fact, he said, Kyle said, I got 150. No, you got 148. But still, yeah, it was an excellent, excellent game by Brandon Ayuk. I couldn't have been happier. Catching balls down the field. Catching passes down the field. Way down the field. King says he'll be right back to go get some grub. No problem, bro. What you getting? Brandon Ayuk was getting busy, though. 6 catches. I don't think there's a receipt. We don't play against Denver, who I think probably has the best overall corner in the league. But with the rest of their team, it probably would be null and void now anyway. That's Patrick Surtain II. A lot of you over the last week were saying, if we get Patrick Surtain, shut up. By the way, stop it. No disrespect to anyone. And even though when you usually say no disrespect to someone, disrespect is following. But no disrespect. But stop saying that we're going to get Patrick Surtain. I'm tired of reading it. I'm tired of scrolling past it. Stop saying it. We're not going to get him. We cannot get everyone. You can't turn the damn sliders off like on Madden and just get whoever you want to get. It's called a salary cap. It's called starters already locked in and entrenched in other places. Yeah, we might make a move around the trade deadline this season, as really Kyle and John have tried to do for the majority of the years that they've been here, that we've been good. We all saw in the James year, we went out and we picked up Emmanuel Sanders. And then James went immediately out and missed him wide open in the Super Bowl. That probably won't happen this year. But who we won't get is Patrick Surtain. He won't be going up against Brandon Ayuk in practice. And I don't think anybody wants to go up against Brandon Ayuk in practice. The man looks unguardable. And everyone was saying, I see you all in the comments when we're watching Kyle Shanahan lie to us in the press conferences all the way back to the preseason, right? And the players, Brandon himself, all said you couldn't cover Brandon Ayuk in the phone booth. Debo saying, oh, that boy bad, that boy's nice, that boy's nasty, right? We don't need to pause on it. Debo giving all his thumbs up to Brandon. The entire team really has, and he hasn't disappointed. Brandon Ayuk he has to be near the lead for yardage, I would think, this season. Maybe not catches because there's so many balls to go around, right? It's a nonstop pause when you're talking about football and the Niners. And I don't know what that really means, but there's so many balls to go around on our team with Kittle, with the back, with Christian, with all of our receivers. So I don't know if he's going to ever be that 100 and 115, catch person this season, but breaking 1,000 yards is going to be like sneezing for Brandon Ayuk. Same way it's going to be for Christian. And once again, we're going to get into Christian. He blessed us. We got another Christian blessing. You saw it from the thumbnail. Brandon Ayuk, 6 catches, 148 yards. Don't let me short him. But he didn't get in the end zone, which is something that I want to see more of from him. And I think that he can not only get touchdowns in the red zone. He can not only get touchdowns, with the yak, being one of the yak bros. I think he can get touchdowns from these bombs that all of a sudden Kyle Shanahan remembered that he had in his playbook this past Sunday. If Brock Purdy and they're getting a really good report. You can see it. Brock Purdy's looking for him. He's not looking for Tashawn. If you notice, Purdy's looking for Brandon, for BA. Every single pass, it looks like sometimes he's looking for BA. If he doesn't see BA, then he's probably looking for 23. But Brandon has become a true number one wide receiver for us. I hope that this year he just gets the respect that he has earned, the respect I think he deserves, even though I'm biased. He's having a really good season, and he's only going to get better as the season goes on. But he has to stay healthy because he's getting so many passes coming his way. I think because of his size or lack thereof, I think he's a bit thin. Is what I think for Brandon Ayuk personally. He has a receiver's body, but he's a bit thin. But he also, is such a good route runner. He doesn't really take big hits because when he catches the ball, people aren't generally in his vicinity. He usually has a few yards of separation, so he's not taking really hard hits. And I think that'll be good. Ayuk is twice as good as Emmanuel Sanders. Yeah, Ayuk is twice as good as Emmanuel Sanders. I think Brandon Ayuk is literally the best wide receiver that Kyle has had on his team since day one, since 2016. When did it come? Was it 16? Yeah, since 2016. I think he's the best receiver that we've had on the team, probably like since Anquan Bolden. The best overall, just all-around receiver. Debo was, I think, more of the offensive weapon that we tried to Christian Juice as. But yeah, I think Debo is more of just a football player. And Brandon is the best wide receiver that we've had on the team in a while. And now Brock and he are unlocking something together. Getting to a point where he's going to be able to know where Brandon is at and throw more passes to Brandon, leading Brandon without looking, without him having to be wide open. And we saw Brandon will go up and get the ball. He did over Patrick Peterson. Patrick Peterson is going to be a Hall of Fame cornerback in this league. We all know Patrick Peterson is going into the Hall of Fame. He may not step right off the field into the Hall of Fame. He may not be a first ballot Hall of Famer, but Patrick Peterson is going into the H. And Brandon cooked him, worked him. Okay. And Purdy got to take a picture with him. And then he got to throw 2 touchdowns right in his face. So salute to Brandon Ayuk. I think Brandon Ayuk is working on an all-pro season this year, and we're going to need it because we don't need to end up like we were 2 or 3 years ago, to where, we get to a ceiling of that 28, 29, 30 points, James. We need touchdowns. And I want to see him get to double-digit touchdowns this year. Him have like 3 touchdowns in the playoffs on the way to a Super Bowl berth. That's when he's a real, true, I think, dominant number 1 wide receiver. And that's what we're going to need on this team. I don't think that we're going to win the Super Bowl like a lot of faithful apparently do. A lot of our fans believe that it's a wrap. First, they know we have Brock Purdy, so it's over. No, but they think it's a wrap. And as faithful as I am, as rabid as I am of a fan about the 49ers, I'm also a realist. And I'm a little pessimist. I'm really optimistic. I was just talking to my family about a pessimist that was in my life in regards to the Niners. And I had to kick that out. I had to get that dirt out. But me personally, I guess it's more of the realism, and just the pain of 29 and a half years right now. I was a baby the last time we won the Super Bowl. I was barely beginning to think about having babies the last time we won the Super Bowl. That means I was 12. And we've been to, what, 2, at the minimum 2. Is it 2? Just 2? 3? That we've been to since the win. And those were heartbreaking days. My oldest son told me that he wanted to cry when we lost the one to the Ravens. So did I, son. So did I. And I was probably the angriest man on the planet when we lost to Patty. When James threw that pass, my heart broke. And that was the day that I realized that he didn't love me the way that I loved him. And when you're in a relationship with somebody, and you realize that they don't love you the way that you love them, you need to leave. So that's when I decided to stop calling him Jimmy, and he became James. Now, if you never heard the story before, I'll tell it really quickly. The word James and Jimmy, they're synonymous. Like, my name is Larry. Don't tell anybody you know that, right? Like, my family calls me Larry. David says he was 17. David, it was really if you had a teen on you, or you didn't, or you were still in the toddler stages, or whatever. If you like the red and gold, it was a great day. And we haven't had that day in a long, long time. So back when I was really getting called Larry a lot, as a matter of fact, when I was 12, so we won the Super Bowl. And since then, it's been 29 years of heartache. The last coming at the hand of James. And again, when you have a name like Lawrence and Larry is a nickname. It's something that you're called affectionately, right? So my name is Lawrence, but I'm affectionately known as Larry by my family. His name is James Richard Garoppolo. And on that day, when I realized that he didn't love me, and he stunk, the way that I loved him, the way that all of you loved him, the way that some of you still love him, and he doesn't play here. When I realized that he didn't love me anymore, I started calling him James. So we don't have to have that issue this year. I can't shorten Brock's name, and I don't think he's going to miss Brandon in the Super Bowl. We get to the Super Bowl this year. I think Brandon Ayuk is bringing it home. And David McNaughton knows. James Richard Garoppolo. Did you know? Brock Richard Purdy, Samuel Richard Darnold. What's up with the cow and the David? Don't make me go to Hey Google. You want to do it now because I'm live. Really? You telling me that Brock's middle name is Richard, and so is Sam? His name's not Patrick? Sam Patrick Swayze Darnold? Ghost? That's not his name? You sure it's not Patrick Swayze? That's not his middle name. He even got two middle names. I'm seeing Ghost. He better not ever get in the game for us, so we're gonna have a bad day, faithful. We better hope Brock stays rock hard. You see what I did there? Are all their names really Richard? Their middle name's Richard? I'll Google it after the stream. And none of you don't go Google it right now, okay? Unless your YouTube goes to the minimizer like it does on my phone, or you're on your computer. We're live, like I always say. Not now, later. Go check it out. All three of the names are Richard, though. That's just ridiculous. That just shows you how weird that rat-faced cartoon is. But we love you, Kyle. We love you. Hit the like button if you are new and you haven't already. Even if you're just dropping in, stepping in, you slipped and you just looked up and you said, oh, what the hell? Where the hell am I at? You're on the platform. Hit the like button. I appreciate you. David says, yes, their middle names are Richard. Also, shout out to Steve-O. He made you look. I'm not surprised. Yes, shout out to Steve-O. What's happening, Steve-O? Steve-O didn't come in here to troll me last night. Actually, as a matter of fact, I want to give a special shout out right now to my nigga Steve-O. Okay. The last two times he's coming to the stream, he's been a perfect gentleman. Perfect gentleman. He didn't make me have to rip his ass a new asshole. He didn't want it, I guess, apparently. Now, shout out to you, Steve-O. Hope your eyes are good, man. Grandizer in the building. Where you been, man? What's happening? Thank you for stepping up. Grandizer says, and the night when the wolves cry out, listen close and you can hear me shout. Y'all niggas with these rhymes and stuff. Where's Randy at? I don't want to be buried in a pet cemetery. I don't want to live my life again. Happy Halloween. I just messed your whole little skit up, Grandizer. My fault. Happy Halloween month, dog. My sons are very excited about that apparently too. So is my mother. Everybody is, right? That's when you start to skank it up a little bit at work, right? The ladies start to skank it up a little bit, and grown men start trying to dress like what the hell is his name? The meth seller. Y'all know who it is. Breaking Bad. Grown men start dressing up like Breaking Bad and stuff and all that, right? That's a fresh. Oh, fresh. Appreciate you, man. It's getting too small because the brother's gaining weight. Okay, but I appreciate it. Thank you. This is my style. You know, this is definitely my color. Outside of the red and gold, which again, like I said, Brandon is representing very, very well this year. Another person that's representing us really well, representing the Lord as well. So shout out to him for that. You know, I mean that sincerely. Remember when I was young, my mother used to tell me to stop. I used to blaspheme a lot. You know, I don't know why, but I did. And she's always tell me, stop blaspheming, Larry. She didn't call me Lawrence because she loved me. She called me Larry, like, you know, but James. So, but yeah, stop blaspheming, Larry. Stop blaspheming, Larry. But yes, he's blessed us. Yes, Christian mother effing McCaffrey. His daddy played for us. He went. We're not even gonna think about this the stint that he had up in Carolina. I'm sure he's not thinking about it anymore either. His NFL career only goes from week 9 last season when he got traded here, and we all collectively probably took a dump on ourselves, right? We all woke up because it happened in the middle of the night. Kyle and that slimy car salesman John Lynch, our GM, fucking car salesman. I be telling you all the time, he's snake oil like a mother. But he brought us Christian McCaffrey in the middle of the night, right? And we all woke up happy, right? So he came out, played up against the Chiefs. We didn't do too good. Now, he only got here Thursday, so I'm not going to hold it against him. But after that, we rattled off, I don't know, how many was it, 10 straight games, 10 straight wins? Until they snapped Brock's chicken bone. Brock's wishbone got snapped in half. And then we ended up losing in the NFC Championship game, of course. And then we started off hot like fire this year. He is the white man that can jump. You're not going to do him like Woody Harrelson or Jack Harlow. Not at all. No, he's more like Slim Shady. He's more like Slim Shady. Okay, just white perfection in a black man's world. It really is. Let's keep it 100. The man is playing running back. He hurdled two people on Sunday on his way to the end zone. Just lighten suckers up. And why? Because if you delve into the internet the way that I do, you see this boy. So first, I was seeing something, by the way, side note. I was seeing a thing on the internet a lot about kids, Pop Warner, Pee Wee, midgets, all that, right? Playing up against mascots. It's the most hilarious shit that you've ever seen, too, by the way. These kids are getting lit up. They're in their full gear, right? Like they're playing another kid team. It's like the Kid All-Stars. It's like they're winning. This is a win for them. This is an award. Them getting bounced all over. 7 to 8 year olds getting bounced all over the ground by 6'3". Our mascot or whoever, mascots, jacking these kids up. They're playing football. 11 on 11. A real team of all-star kids, 7, 8, and 9s against grown men in costumes. And it is not Halloween. Effing these kids up. All right. You know who they didn't F up? Young Christian McCaffrey, who also apparently played in that game and juked the hell out of one of these grown men. Put this grown man on the ground when he was about 7 or 8. The clip went viral this week. Saw him playing in this game, running. It was about a 60-yard double reverse. Christian McCaffrey to the house when he was about 7 years old on grown men. And now he's doing that for us every Sunday. Christian McCaffrey had 177 total yards. Tommy in the building. How are the Giants, Tommy? I got you first. How are the Giants? Are they playing this weekend? My son, Big Play Trey, he asked me, Dad, what day do the Dodgers, the #1 team in all of MLB, start their playoffs? I had to look it up. Told him Saturday. What day, Tommy, do the Giants start their playoff series? Let me know in the comments. No. Much love. What's happening, sir? Yeah, we are definitely brothers from another mother. Tommy can play the guitar like a son of a bitch. And subscribe to Tommy's YouTube. I don't know if I'm old, so, and I smoke. So I don't know if he told me about it like that. But I came across it. Tommy, I subscribed to it, by the way. He plays the guitar very well, so subscribe to, that's my man. But he's a Giants fan. I don't hold it against him. But he doesn't hold against this Dodger Blue against me either. So much love, because we come together as Niners. We come together as Niners, like Christian coming together with the end zone. So let's talk about Master Splinter, the child of the Rat family, rat face cartoon, Kyle Shanahan. Mr. I didn't know George Kittle was 2 yards away from an NFL tight end record mid-game. I didn't know Christian McCaffrey had 4 touchdowns and could have had his 5th. Motherfucker, what? You knew, but you were just an ass. You were just an ass, Kyle. The player, I don't know this. He's never going to, you're going to have to break the record on your own, Niner gang, Niner player X. You're going to have to break the record on your own, whatever record it may be. Like Christian, they can't keep, like Kyle's not going to stop him from scoring touchdowns, right? So now he has to consecutive touchdown back-to-back game record. He just took it from Jerry Rice. He has that record. That's a Niner record. NFL records or even Niner records, you're going to have to get it how you live, okay? Because Kyle's not going to get it for you. That's for sure. Even in a complete blowout, multiple times now he has shown he cares crap not about any record. Now, all of you do, I do, the players do, but not my coach. That's my coach. But Christian, so it's been going on the internet the last 2 days. People expecting us to put up a 50 on somebody this year. I think the max now is whatever Buffalo just put down on that fraud Miami, on little Mikey and Miami, Southeast Niners, the Southeast Niners. They've put up, what, 48 or 49 on them. The internet's been saying, the interwebs over the last 2 days, that we're going to get a 50 burger this year. I could see it happening. We now got to 35. We have 13 more games left, but we have some cupcakes. We have some cupcakes on the schedule. We really do. So it's a possibility that we get to 50. I don't know if we will, but it's because, and that's because of Kyle. He takes his foot off the gas. He doesn't pay attention to records. He tries to act like he's the smartest man in the room. Usually he is. And it's unfortunate that he knows that and that he projects it. But we love you, Coach. Just keep feeding Christian. Just keep feeding Christian. He's blessing us every Sunday. It's like it's water. Christian blessing us on Sundays, but he also blesses us on Thursdays. Ask New York. He blesses us on Mondays too. It's just a blessing to have him on this team. And just the biggest thing for me making jokes that his name is Christian. Really. And that he's white, a white running back. You probably saw it. I know you all saw the movie. I'm not a big Adam Sandler fan myself. Don't throw up any X's, any knives, no Doug and Carrie meme that's out there. Love you too, Tommy. Straight up, Doug. Don't throw none of that. What the Doug? When did Doug and Carrie become such a big part of our life as 49er fans? Now sharing the meme all over the place, yeah, too. But what the last 2 days I've seen Doug Heffernan in 49er gear as much as any other 49er. I love that show personally, by the way, too. But still, like, damn. But Christian here, his name being Christian, yes, that allows, for jokes and things for me to say. But the biggest thing is that we haven't had a player like this on our team in a very long time. White, black, Asian, or Latino. It doesn't matter what race they are. He is our best player. Nick can't claim that right now. He's certainly not playing like it. He's getting paid like it, but he ain't playing like it. But if let me know if you agree. Do you believe Christian McCaffrey is the best player on our team right now? The biggest thing that's been out for him is the odds came out. Now, surprisingly, everywhere on the interwebs that I've seen over the last few days, is Brock Purdy was like 6th, 7th, 8th, whatever it is, as far as odds to be MVP. We haven't had a quarterback who was in the MVP odds in a long time either, in the top whatever it is. Who's even anywhere considered? Because 10 they didn't consider 10 that at all. You may have, but they didn't. But Brock Purdy is in consideration right now, or he's being, has betting odds against him as far as being the MVP of Brock Purdy. But a lot of you said, well, where the F is Christian? That's all I was saying all on the internet. Where the F is Christian? You can see that that's how they were saying it. And I was like, nobody's saying, yeah, Brock is on. They forgot all about that nigga. It's all about Christian McCaffrey now. So, one, do you think that the last running back to get MVP of the NFL outright was the Minnesota Vikings, Adrian Peterson? Christian McCaffrey is a different type of back and different type of dude than Adrian Peterson. You had to cancel Christmas when Adrian Peterson was coming through the line. But, Christian McCaffrey may be playing as a different player, but I think he's having as big an impact on us. He's not running for 200 yards a game, but we don't need him to do that. We need him to do, maybe 120 on the ground and another 50 doing that through the air. That's what we're looking more for. But Adrian Peterson was running like 180, 200, 150 every week. So he ended up winning the MVP. That was in 2011. Since then, every single player, and as always, as usual, has been a quarterback. So do we think that Christian McCaffrey has the ability to be voted as the MVP this year? Let us know in the comments. And also, do you think it's a foregone conclusion that he's the OPOY? If he doesn't win Offensive Player of the Year, MVP, say for instance, like last year, Justin Jefferson had a hell of a year out there in Minnesota, but he plays wide receiver. He wasn't going to win the MVP. He has to get the ball from a quarterback. So he won the Offensive Player of the Year. Now, sometimes it goes to the same player because they're just that dominant. But he won Offensive Player of the Year as opposed to MVP. I think Christian McCaffrey's almost outright locked up Offensive Player of the Year this year after Game 4. He's certainly locked up, playing up to his contract, Nick, and being considered the top running back in all of football, and really one of the best players in all of football. And he plays for us. So hopefully Christian stays healthy all year. That's the blessing that we need, faithful. Stay faithful to that shit. That Christian does not miss a snap. Outside of Kyle just taking him out of the game. Kyle using his head. And Kyle, you have like 1, 2, 7, 8, 6, 5 running backs on the team, Lope. Elijah, okay, 4 running backs on the team. We can't, it's about time we realize that we can't count on Elijah. He's injury prone. It's just a fact. But you got 15 running backs on this team, Kyle, that you can use. Christian does not need to tote the rock on every single drive, every single down of the drives. CMC is a man amongst boys, Tommy says. I couldn't agree with you more. And he might be shorter than myself, but he can play. He can play some football. Doesn't matter that he's white. Steve Austin told you in The Longest Yard. That's how a white man runs a football. If Steve Austin said it, what else is there to be said? So Christian, continue doing what you're doing. Stay healthy. The faithful are praying because see, you had a little bit of a twinge over your head. You had a black cloud over your head that you were injury prone before you got here. But maybe just because you were sucking that South Carolina air, or is it North Carolina? Ask Steph Curry. He's a fan of them. We want to talk about fans. We have the best fans in the world. We have the most travelistic, whatever the word would be. We go everywhere. We don't have to go, so we have an Airbnb in Inglewood. So that I don't even really consider that like a travel. It's California as well. It's just a quick bus trip, really, if you really wanted to get technical with it, if you wanted to thug it out. It's just a bus trip, or an hour, 2 maybe, airplane flight on the PJ. You know what I'm saying? So we travel well. We have the best fans in the world, but there's some team that I'm in no way, shape, form, fashion a fan of. Aura, colors, surprisingly colors, players in history, geriatric ownership. You see what you see that? You catch that? Geriatric ownership. Just the name says it all. Texas. I don't say the name. Really, I don't say anybody's name. You heard me at Washington State. Like, I don't respect any other teams. So, but this team deserves all the disrespect. One, because of their fan base. One, because of their fan base. Two, because when I was 10, 11, 12 years old, 13 years old, 14 years old, it was them. It was them. It was them. It wasn't Seattle. It wasn't in no way, shape, or form was it Inglewood. They were our hoes back then. We had won like 80, 100 games straight against them. Y'all remember that? Literally at one point we had beat the Rams like, was it like 24 times? I don't know how many. One of y'all probably know better than me. We had beat them like literally like 20 times in a row. So in the division, we had the Saints in the division back then. We had the Falcons. So, but anyway, it was them. It wasn't Arizona. Like a lot of faithful, they don't know their history. They don't know what our number one is. It's not Green Bay. You can't say that these days. You can't say that these days. It's not Green Bay. It's not Wisconsin, right? It's Dallas. 5 championships to 5 championships. 92, 93, 94. We all remember those games. Hopefully you remember those games. Hopefully you were alive for those games. I was. 92, 93, 94 in the NFC Championship game were some of the toughest times of my life and the best times. It was the worst of times. It was the best of times. Steve Young, muddy. Jerry Rice sliding in the back of the end zone, mud all over his shoulders. We all remember it. Fast forward 27 years later, whack Dak. Dak is whack, and Dak is whack. Don't let anybody tell you it's something other than that, okay? Don't let anybody bump your head. Dak is whack. And he's going to prove it this weekend. Granddaddy says, I'm bigger and bolder and rougher. In other words, sucker, there is no other. I'm the one and only dominator. I'm the one and only dominator. I keep killing your flow. I didn't even know it was a flow that is. Tommy says, fuck Philadelphia. Phillies and their fans. Philadelphia, Hateadelphia, whatever you are, the city of brotherly love. The city of brotherly love, Philly, I don't even, that's the stupidest sounding thing I've ever, Philly. Anyway, they booed Santa Claus. Michael Pervin, allegedly, broke his neck and they clapped and cheered for him, getting stretchered out off the field. So F Philadelphia, F Kevin Hart, and F Will Smith. Back to Texas. F Texas. Dallas, you can't stand us, and we can't stand you. You think about us a whole hell of a lot more than we think about you, though. But so does every team in the league, and you know it's the truth. Let me say it here so that you can say, look into my eyes. We don't care about you. 49er fans don't think we are too busy fighting amongst each other. It is not, I'm not joking. We don't care about your team. Sheep. And Dallas, we don't care about you until the week that we play you two. Texas. Dak, welcome to the jungle. It's going to be a long, long day. It's going to be slow singing and flower bringing for Texas on Sunday. They're already talking. They ain't gonna do much walking on Sunday, but they're already talking. I don't even know what this guy. I didn't know this guy was still in the league or he even played for them. But whatever his name is, some of you may have seen it. He said just the other day, "Oh yeah, we're tired of losing to those guys, and I think this is the time that we get them, that we beat the Niners." He said that publicly. One, the fact that he had to say that should tell him all he needs to know. Two, it ain't happening. Negative. Jerry Jones, long time, another snake oil winner. Daniel Berry in the middle. What's happening, Daniel? How you doing, sir? Daniel saying hello to Tommy and Grandizer. Grandizer says, subscribe for the knowledge, stay for the personality. Church. Thank you, Grandizer. I try. Jerry, long time owner of Texas, said this week that they look like, I don't even want to try to do jack my larynx up. I don't want to try to do his do an impression of Jerry Jones, but Jerry said this week, today actually, that we basically look like the team that could go out and win the Super Bowl. Thank you for that, Geriatric Jerry. We appreciate you. And we don't need you to co-sign for us. Shut up. We don't need you to co-sign for us. We know. And he said, but to get there, they're going to have to go through us. Maybe twice. Son of a bitch. Okay. Okay, Jerry. You going to come in here with Dak spitting that venom? You confident with that? Really? He's giving us 2 minimum. He's throwing us 2 picks. Speaking of Steve-O, what's happening, Steve-O? Cali is good, man. I'm with the family and I'm that much closer to the Niners. I can almost feel them on my skin. How you doing, bro? How you feeling? Please hit the like button if you haven't already. We're talking Texas. If you didn't, by the way, if you're just coming in, welcome. Thank you for stepping up. Check out not right now. Go back and watch it over though. The replay, it'll be here for you. Steve-O, that means you. I shouted you out in this video, Steve-O, before you even came in here. So you got to listen to that, right? Cali is good though. And Cali's going to be active this Sunday, Steve-O, when Texas comes to town. My man, King Niner, 54 hours left, bruh. Pass some of that green. Shoot me a cashier's check, Steve-O. Yeah, shooting to our stadium, a stadium near you in Santa Clara will be Texas. Will be Dak. Will be Jerry Jones. Will be Diggs is out. That defensive line. So what do we need to do to, let's just try to be human about it. What do we need to do to win this game? First, we need to be able to run the ball with Christian. That's what the start of our offense is. That's what Kyle's whole stilo is running the ball. And it opens up those bombs that Brock Purdy showed us that he actually can throw to Brandon Ayuk, and with timing, with accuracy, with goodness, right? So we need to be able to run the ball on them. Now, they have an excellent pass rush. We all know that. They have big mouth Micah Parsons, that mush mouth maggot Micah Parsons. Okay. We respect his play. I wish he would stop trying to be a YouTuber. You make enough money already as it is, Lo. You have a job to do. You got a big one to do this weekend. We need to neutralize Michael Parsons, obviously. Make sure that he doesn't affect Brock Purdy because Brock Purdy's short, as it is. So we need to keep Michael Parsons out of his face. And then don't they have a Dexter Lawrence or DeMarcus Lawrence, one of those Lawrences across their defensive line. The linebackers, nothing really to speak of, if you ask me. And then they have, of course, a secondary that's decent. Took a big hit with Trayvon Diggs going down for the year. We don't have to face him. I don't think he would have fared well against Brandon Ayuk himself either anyway. But switching over to offense, running back, it's Pollard, and then they got that little scat back. That motherfucker that came from where did he go to school? Duke or Rice or one of them weird looking schools or Kansas State? I don't know. But that short dude that's like 5'7", what's his name? Deuce, white chocolate, absolutely white chocolate. Steve-O says you got to get monetized and wear a muscle tee like me and McNiner. Bro, I'll wear a muscle tee before I get monetized. I'm trying, Steve-O. Share the video then, Steve-O. Tell a friend. I'm trying. White chocolate, number 23. We need Debo at full strength. Came on another top paid weapon. Let's go, Debo. Yeah, Debo. I think this is going to be a big game for Debo. I think that because of that defense, they're going to probably have something for Brandon. They're going to try to take away those passes that Brock Purdy was able to get off this week, and we're going to need to, I think, really run the ball on them. That'll slow down their defensive line from coming after Purdy if we're able to run the ball, whether it's with, of course, white chocolate, or whether it was with Tyshawn, whoever it may be. Yeah, King Nana says, F Jerry Jones, don't speak on us. Yeah, don't put you in the ground, old man. Okay. Bosa, step up and get. Yeah, I think this is the game for Bosa. I was going to get to that, but thank you, Big City. On our offense, I think we need to be able to run the ball, slow down their defensive line, make sure that they can't get to Brock, make sure they don't make him make any mistakes. Steve-O says, I think it's going to be the outside. It's not going to be Brandon this week. I agree with that, Steve-O. I think we can see Kittle definitely scoring a touchdown this week, and then I think we do a lot of running this week against Texas. Keenan says scat back from Kansas State. That's what he was. It was Kansas State. Damn it, I hit it, huh? Yeah, it was. His name is Deuce Vaughn, right? Deuce Vaughn. He's like 5'3" or whatever. We can still see you behind our line, Loke. Don't worry, Fred Warner can still locate you, homie. Don't even worry about it. Granddad says, Lawrence, darkness falls across the land. Like the start of Thriller. The midnight hour is close at hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize y'all's fucking Compton neighborhoods. And whosoever shall be found without the soul for getting down must stand and face the hounds of hell. The Thriller. The Thriller is coming for Texas. The Thriller is coming for Dak. Thriller, hopefully in the form of Nick Bosa with a minimum of 2 sacks. And then I'm going to call for a Tylenol pick. And I'm going to call for Charvarius Ward's going to get him. I think Charvarius Ward gets him. Between Debo and CMC, I want 37 rushes. Amen, Big City. Amen. Yes, Kyle, this Kyle. That's all we need. Don't try to throw the ball down the field on them. I really don't want you to do that from both their secondary and their defensive line. I really don't want to test that. I will respect and give respect where it's due. Maybe not the name on the jersey or the emblem on the helmet, but definitely the players. So that secondary and that defensive line are nice. And we need to make sure that we alleviate that by running the ball. On the other side of the ball, on defense, again, I don't know really what they have. Because obviously they have CeeDee Lamb. Dak is going to give us 2. Dak's going to give us 2 off top, right? We just got to be prepared for them. We just got to not pull a number 4. I forgot his name already. Oh, how can you forget it? Jaquaski. Just not pull a Jaquaski. Right? When Dak gives up the ball, be ready to catch it because it's coming your way. Okay? And coming your way will be us this Sunday when we go up against them. 5:20. I'm going to have my mom probably in and out between the house. My brother, we're going to watch this as a family. My brother, he's a Dallas fan, a Texas fan. There's going to be some sad faces in here. And it's not going to be mine. It's not going to be mine. So thank y'all so much for hanging with me tonight. We have 4 days really when you wake up, about 4 more sleeps, I think 4 or 5 more sleeps until it's time to tackle Texas. You dig? Okay. And I don't really think it's going to be as close a game as a lot of you out there are. You're out there, you got your panties and your boxers tight and stuff like that. Texas is coming. It's Dallas. Oh, I've been saying, I don't know. We gotta, if you don't shut up and get off the internet, get off the internet with your scary ass. We're about to stomp them. What I do not want to see any more of is the "we want them boys" memes. Okay, because I don't want any boys, and I damn sure don't want them boys. I've been seeing that meme for the last 2 days. We want them boys in all kind of iterations. Brock, 4 players. Brock screaming at one Brock. Y'all know that Brock picture. Dak is sitting on the ground, right underneath him, and it's saying, "We want them boys next." No, we don't. Don't include me in that. I don't want any boys. Okay. But I do want us to get this W on Sunday against Texas. And I think that we do so. Really with maybe just a little bit of effort. No. Dallas is good. But it all comes down to quarterback. We all know that. If anybody knows that, yeah, the live should be lit, Big City. Let's hope for it. Let's hope for it. Yeah, the live should be lit. It's a different thing. Faithful, this is our team. Let me tell you something. Let me teach you something right now. If you didn't know, this is our team. This is our number one rival, or in whatever the stupid cliche is that you want to say. This is the team. They're not in our division. They're in our conference. They have the same amount of Super Bowl wins as us. It's a race to 6. We have the quest for 6, but some of you faithful want to retire, apparently, because you're tired of saying it. And it's not happening. We have the quest for 6. I don't know what their slogan is, and I don't care. But we're all both trying to get to 6 first. And it's been like that for 28 and 29 years, respectively. Jerry said he thinks that we're the one that can do it this year. We have to go through them. So, sir, we're coming for that Sunday. Thank y'all so much for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video around so that somebody else can come in here and decide if they like it. If they like me. If you didn't enjoy, I don't know. I don't know why you wouldn't. But if you didn't, tell me. I don't have any problem with that. I appreciate it. As a matter of fact, I can take the criticism. If you did, again, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank y'all so much for watching. Niner gang or don't gang, especially this week. Y'all be safe. Bam, I'm back. See, I didn't even go nowhere. Granddad says support your boy. It's free. It's free 99. You just hit the button. It's right there. Just hit it. Y'all be safe.